Okay, let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Friday. I am Isha Kulkarni. I am a social media manager and event planner at VR Pistachio. And welcome to today's coffee and conversation event, Yoga Made Easy, organized and presented by VR Pistachio. So, we are very excited to have you all here and grateful to have our wonderful speaker, Vinita Khatavkar. So let me start today's conversation by telling you about VR Pistachio. Then I'll introduce you to our speaker, and then we will get started to our event that you all are looking forward to. So VR Pistachio is a global community of, for, and by relocating spouses. This community is built by relocating spouses Aditi Patil and Dipali Paul. VR Pistachio focuses on empowering relocating spouses to navigate their adventure. We support relocating spouses by helping them to learn, upskill, network, and build their local presence. Pistachio vision is no relocating spouse is ever alone. Our mission is unlock the personal, professional, and economic potential of every relocating spouses. So, we are Pistachio offer upskilling events, networking events like this, mentorship programs where we organize broader programs for relocating spouses. So meet our Pistachio founders, Aditi Patil, founder, executive coach, Dipali Paul, co-founder and entrepreneur. We both have them here attending today's session. So we often get asked about this question that why pistachio, what's in the name? Like a pistachio nut, we are open, we're happy, global, tough, and nutty. So without okay, so let actually shall we get started for this activity or should we wait?
Absolutely. Let's
Okay, so
get
we have
started.
so we have a little activity today. So it's called the gratitude tree, and Aditi is going to lead this. So I'm handing it over to Aditi.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Isha. So we thought before we get into the yoga practice and introduce our speaker, we wanted us to ground ourselves in gratitude, and we just celebrated Earth Day yesterday. And what better way to start than by expressing our gratitude? So we would like you to think of what you are grateful for. And very often, the first thing that comes to mind is our family and so on. But today we wanted to think about what are you grateful for as it relates to the Earth Day or something in your community. And what we would like you to do is annotate on this. So on your Zoom screen, you will see a view option at the top, and then you will see annotate, and there will be a text box. So you can actually write something there. If that doesn't work, just go ahead and type something in the chat, and we will populate that for you, right? So again, at the top of your Zoom screen, there's something called view options. Go on to annotate and select text box, and then as you can see, I'm writing here, so you can go ahead and write that. And if that doesn't work, just go ahead and type what you're grateful for in the chat. So we're seeing some coming in: fresh air, family. Oh, ability to unwind when you go on a hike. Wonderful. It's also easier if you use a text box if you um, have trouble writing. Health, certainly health is one. And you can type as many as you like. We'll give everybody maybe one more minute. So to those of you just joining in, we're doing a gratitude tree and talking about what we are grateful for. So hiking, spring, flowers blooming. I like that our trees are getting the tree and the branches and the flowers are getting populated. Welcome to those of you just joining in. We're doing a little gratitude tree. If you want to go to view options and use annotate and then a text box to write what you are grateful for. And we just celebrated Earth Day. Uh, so you can write about what you're grateful for specifically with the community, the earth. Thank you, Deepali, for putting all those lovely hearts. Wonderful.
I
We'll
don't
give
want the
her
tree to look empty. I want it to look full.
absolutely. All right, and I'm just going to take a snapshot of this. It looks really beautiful and lovely to read this and really soak in that gratitude. All right. Thank you again. Over to you. Back to you, Isha.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this little activity. And let me move on to the next slide. Just a sec. Okay. So, without any further delay, let me introduce you to our wonderful speaker, Vinita Khatavkar. Vinita is a relocating spouse. She is a yoga and Pilates instructor based in North Carolina. Vinita has been practicing and teaching yoga for past 27 years. She has studied Iyengar yoga in India and teach traditional vinyasa yoga, suspended hammock yoga, Pilates mat, and reformer. So here's to you, Vinita. Let's get this session started.
Thank you so much, Isha. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and Aditi and Dipali for letting me kind of host this event. So today's event, what we're going to do is focus more on poses and stretching, things that you can do while you're at work. So it won't be so much meditation, or we are not going to do any shavasana at the end. So we'll just focus on more of neck stretching, unwind through the shoulders and the upper body and the back. So we will be doing the first series on a chair. If you prefer to stay seated on the floor, that is fine. By having the chair, I'm assuming you're at work, so we'll get some neck stretches there. We'll release through the back tension, do some arm and wrist work with all that typing that you do throughout the day. We'll unwind with that, and then we'll move on to the floor for some more basic stretches. So if you have a chair, go ahead and grab that. If you prefer to stay on the floor, that is just fine. All right. So let's find a comfortable seated position. Whether you are seated on the floor, you can sit cross-legged or soles of your feet together. If you're seated on the chair, do sit at the front end of the chair so we have movement to work our back a little bit. So we don't want to be sitting with our back completely up against the back of the chair. We'll sit in tall, lift the shoulders up, press them back to anchor down. Let the hands relax on your legs. And just close your eyes and tune into your breath first. So just
Uh,
notice the normal breathing.
Isha, do you want to stop sharing the screen so that we can see Vinita? Thanks.
All right. So as you're seated here, nice and tall, keeping the neck relaxed, close your eyes and take that deep inhale. Notice the coolness of the breath as you draw in. As you exhale, notice the warmth of the breath through the nostril. Soften through your face. We'll take a few more deep breaths here. Let's do two more slow inhalations and a slower exhalation. And as you exhale, we'll start drawing the chin in towards the collarbone and just let that neck release in. Feel the stretch into the back of your neck. And we'll do a gentle sway, swinging the chin from right collarbone in and to the left. Keep that going, back to the right and left. One more time. Right and left. Okay, we're going to lead the chin into the chest. Let's hold on to your knees. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, we're rounding your back, making that belly button to draw in towards your lower back, hunching the shoulders, tucking that pelvic bone in. Inhalation, pull yourself as if you're leading through the chin and chest to slightly hinge and look up. Okay, so seated cat and cow. Let's round into the back to draw the abdominals in. Reach through the chest, looking up if you can. Let's try two more here, rounding into the back and reaching out through the chest. One more time here, seated cat cow pose and reach through the chest. As you come here, we'll take the right shoulder to the right, hold the abdominals in, reach to the left and reach forward. So we're just releasing the tension into the middle of your back, taking into nice gentle hip circles. Two more in this direction. One more in this direction. And as you complete it, we will take the left shoulder to the left, pulling the abdominals in, reaching to the right and leading through. So basically releasing the tension into the lower back from all that sitting that you do at the desk. Let's try one more circle here. And whenever you complete, we're going to sit in nice and tall and keep that shoulder back and down. Okay, we'll start with some neck stretches. So we'll tilt the head over to your right shoulder. Now your left hand can stay on the leg, or you're just going to let it hang down towards the floor. That's going to add that nice release into the side of the neck here. You can stay as you are, or you can bring the right fingertip and just above that earlobe, hold that ear down a little deeper. So notice the reach through the side of your neck. Now, as you're staying here, we're just turning the chin down towards the collarbone, towards your right armpit, and bring the fingertip behind your head this time to draw the chin in. So now notice the stretch has gone from not the side of the neck, but towards the back. And release both hands back onto your legs, swing the chin into the chest, and let's look straight ahead. Keep that shoulder relaxed. Let's try to the other side. We're tilting the head to your left shoulder this time. Right hand hanging down to the floor. And you can stay here. If you don't want to use the left fingertip, that is fine. If not, hold on to the side of the head and give a gentle pull in. So notice the stretch into the side of your neck. And now we'll turn the chin down towards your left armpit, drawing the chin in and pulling it in. Feel the stretch into the back of your neck. Release both hands to swing the chin into the chest, and let's look up straight ahead. Okay, we are looking over your right shoulder this time to the back of the room. Like imagine as if you're driving and trying to find the person in that blind spot. Look straight ahead and let's look over to your left shoulder. Look straight ahead. Okay, we're doing one neck circle in each direction. If lifting the chin up is uncomfortable, don't do that, okay? We'll draw the chin into the collarbone. Let's follow the chin to your right shoulder. Stay here or continue lifting the chin up into the ceiling. Over to the left and draw the chin back in. Now let's try it in the other direction. Chin to your left shoulder. Remember, you can stay here or look up into the ceiling. Over to the right and draw the chin in. Let's sit nice and tall. Keep that shoulder relaxed. We're working through some arm movements this time. We're extending the hands straight forward, spreading out the fingers. Like think of your fingertips as rays of sunshine trying to reach in 5 different directions. And then we're dropping the fingertips to the floor and flexing them back out. Dropping them to the floor and flexing them out. 2 more times. And flex 1 more time. And now as you flex here, we're making a nice fist, wrapping the thumb over the rest of the fingers and then fire those fingertips out. Okay, let's try it again. Wrap that fist in and fire it out. 2 more times. Wrap that fist in and fire it out. Once more here. Wrap that fist in, fire it out. Now, once you stay here, we'll drop the fingertip in as if you're trying to touch that little finger in, and then draw it in as if you're trying to touch the pointer finger in. Draw that fingertip to little finger and pointer finger. So you're getting that nice movement into your forearms and your wrist. Draw it in. And 1 more time, let's draw it in and back. From here, we're opening the arms, squeezing them behind, and scissor one hand over the other. Doesn't matter which one. Squeeze that behind, switch out the other arm. Open to scissor. Open to scissor. Okay, now we'll keep it open. I know the arm is getting a little heavy. Keep it flexed. And now you're pushing the right side of the wall and the left side of the wall, as if you're reaching from your waist to waist. Keep that fingertip nice and flexed, so you kind of get that movement into your wrist, some heat into the wrist. 1 more time, and reach. Now, as you stay here, we're bringing the hand up over your head and back down shoulder height. Up over your head and shoulder height. 2 more times, and down once more. And now as you bring it down, release, roll out your shoulders. All right, from here, reach the hands behind, reach back to grab hold of your chair and draw the chin in. Now you can stay with the sides of the chair or work it down a little bit lower, or see if you can place the hands on the base of the chair. So you're kind of letting that chest lead you out. And release to place the hands back into your knees. Let's round your back 1 more time here, and we'll do some spinal movements from here. Come back into nice and seated position. Keep that shoulder relaxed. We're letting the right hand come down to your side, left hand coming over your ear, and just hold a nice gentle side dip. As you come in, windmill over, we'll drop the left hand to the floor, right hand coming over. Now, as you come in, we'll release both hands down. We'll bring the hands forward to touch in to round the back. Push the hands behind to tap to the chair. Bring the hands forward to round into the back. Push them behind to tap the chair. And this 1 more time, round into the back. And as you tap into the chair, that's where we're going to stay. Draw the chin back into the chest. Now think like you're holding onto the chair and letting that chest pull you forward to give you reach and opening into your shoulders, into your delts. And release the hands back in, roll out your shoulders. All right, this time we're taking the right hand across the chest, left elbow loops underneath, and we'll just give it a gentle pull in. So you're going to open into your rear delt, into your tricep over here. Now you can stay here, or we're going to take that left hand, place it under that right elbow to 90-degree our right hand in, and push that arm up. Okay, now as you push it up, pull it towards you as well and look towards your right shoulder. Now, as you bring that right arm in the center, we're going to push the arm back up into the ceiling. You can stay here or take that left elbow to loop underneath. So we're going to come into Garudasana arms, eagle arms, facing the back of the hands towards each other or wrapping the arm around. So it again depends on how deep a stretch. It gives a nice stretch into your wrist as well if you try to get that wrap around. And release. We'll try to the other side, taking the left arm across, right elbow loops underneath to give it a nice pull in, opening through your tricep. Okay, option. We're bend at that right elbow, using the arm to push that elbow up and pull that left arm in as you look towards your left shoulder. Bring the hand right in the center, straight in front of your face. You can stay there to push the arm up, option 1. You can loop that left elbow under, right elbow underneath to bring the back of your hands together to lift the elbow up or wrap the palms around. And release. Give it a quick shake out. We'll do one more upper body stretch. Then we'll get a little moving and try some poses on the mat. So when you're ready, we're going to reach the right hand up over your head and place it right between your shoulder blades. Okay, so you're opening into your tricep. Reach the left hand up to grab hold of that elbow to give it a gentle pull back. And we'll tilt over towards the left. So opening right from your tricep, armpit down your waist. And see if you can turn the chin towards your right armpit. As you come into center, extend the arms up and we'll do it to the other side, dropping that left palm between your shoulder blades, right hand pulls that elbow back. Give a little tilt over to the right and turn the chin towards that left armpit. And slowly come in, release, shake out your arms, scissor it around to give it a nice release. Everyone doing okay? Yeah? All right, good. So we're going to get a little moving. So if you're comfortable to come down to the mat, we will try a few sun salutations. Now I cannot see everyone, but what we're going to do is do 2 sun salutations, 2 basic Surya Namaskars, a few stretches on the floor seated, and then we'll come back on the chair, and that's when we'll do a few more poses. Okay, so just kind of get our body a little bit warmed up. So when you're ready, come on in. Let's move the chair aside. And as long as you can see me going through that flow. And I'll just tilt my screen up a little bit. All right, so as you're here, we're going to stand in nice and tall, join those legs together, lifting through the torso and keeping that shoulder relaxed. We're joining the palms to heart center. This is called Samastiti. Elbows are lifted. You're consciously pushing the palms up against each other. Okay, inhale, we're opening the arms to raise them up into the ceiling. And then as you exhale, give a gentle back arch. It doesn't have to go very deep, just a little tilt back. Now open the arms to swing yourself down towards the floor. We'll grab your opposite elbows, leave your knees soft, and we're just hanging over your legs to open into your back. Now, as you bend both knees, we'll place the fingertips to the floor and let's step back gently, one leg at a time to lower the knees into the mat. So you're basically on your hands and knees, but the hips are pressing slightly forward. So this is a variation of Dandasana, plank pose. Engaged abdominals, hips are slightly pressing forward. For Chaturanga, we're lifting the buttocks up in the air. gliding that tip of the nose, chin, chest through to hold into baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Elbows are by your side. You can just keep your gaze to the floor or look straight ahead or gaze up into the ceiling. Or if you are comfortable, to give a full scoop up, to come into your full Bhujangasana, to look up. Then slowly draw the chin in. We'll push up into your hands and knees, tuck the toes under, and we'll pike up the buttocks. Leaving the knees soft, we're just pedaling out one heel at a time to the floor to start releasing the tension into your ankle, into your calf. And then as you come on your toes, we'll start walking the feet back in towards the front end of the mat and grab your elbows as you leave the knees soft as you hang here. Hand to your shin to flatten the back to look slightly out. Okay, so we're going to try one more Surya Namaskar like this. Soften the knees to open the arms out and up, palms into heart center, Samasthitihi. Inhale to raise the arms up, gentle back arch on your exhale, Urdhva As you open the arms, we'll float our way towards the floor. You can let the fingertips hang into the mat. You can grab your opposite elbows. Your knees can be soft. Your legs can be straight. Now we're going to come out, get ourselves to hand and knee. So placing the palms into the mat, let's lower the knees to the floor, slightly pushing the knees back to engage your abs as we hold Dandasana. Now you are welcome to stay on your hands and knees or tuck the toes under and lift the knee off the floor. Engaging the quad, pushing the heel back, so a lot more weight into your wrist and palm. Let's lower the knees back to the mat, buttocks up in the air to glide ourselves through from Chaturanga to your choice of Bhujangasana. You can stay here or scoop all the way up. Looking up into the ceiling is your last option. Tuck the chin, toes under to pike into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, and you can gently pedal out through the heel, one heel at a time. And then from here, let's lower both knees back into the mat. And this time we are straight on our hands and knees. Palms are right below your shoulders. Knees are about hip width apart, right below your hip bone. So take a deep inhale here. And as we exhale, we are rounding into the back. And inhalation to arch out through the back, working the spine. Rounding into the back. And arch it out. One more time in this cat and cow, round into the back. Arch it out. One more time here, round into the back. And arch it out. From here, we bring the spine to flat and neutral. Let's look over your right shoulder and swing that right hip in. Release to look over your left shoulder to swing the left hip in. As you release to neutral, we will sit in child's pose. Now you can either leave the knees as they are, or you can open the knees a little bit wider with the toes together and extend the hands out in the front to let yourself rest in. Now, once you're resting the forehead into the mat, you can do some wrist circles, or stretch the fingertips out deeper, trying to get that nice reach through your back. Two more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, place the hands back in to come back into your hand and knee and adjust those knees back hip width apart. So Balasana is a nice way to take a little resting time. We're going to do some spinal balance here. We'll extend the left leg behind you and do some point and flexions, a few ankle circles. And then when you're ready, we're extending the right hand in the front. So it's opposite arm and leg. So right hand reaches forward, left leg is behind. And imagine there's a tug of war going on between the arm and leg being pulled. Release into that hand and knee, and we'll try to the other side. Extend that right leg behind, do some point and flexions, a few ankle circles. And then reach the left hand forward to bring you to spinal balance. As you let the hand and knee rest back into the mat, we'll cross one leg over the other to have a seat into the mat. Now we're going to have a seat with the soles of our feet together and bounce out those knees to release the inner thigh tension. You can rock out from one glute to the other. And then you can hold onto your toes and just round your way here, letting that head float in, making yourself into a little bit of a shell. As you slowly work your way up into seated, we'll place the heels into the mat. Let the hands slide behind the knee socket, and you can interlace the fingers just under that knee socket, and we'll round into the back. And pull yourself in and through to sit in nice and tall. Okay, from here, we're going to scissor and crisscross the legs in the front. We'll sit with the right leg in the front and scooch it out a little bit and use your right hand to bounce that right knee up and down. We're releasing the tension into the hip, all that sitting on the chair that we do. Our hip bone, hip flexors get really tight. So you're just releasing that tension. Now you can keep doing this. This is option one. Or you can reach that left hand out on the front, still kind of bouncing that right knee up and down. Or let that right leg be and bring the right hand out as you walk both fingertips out on the floor. Now, as you're staying here, you're welcome to soften that elbow into the mat to deepen the stretch. So basically, you're going to be feeling the stretch into that right outer thigh, into the hip flexor, and up your right glute. Slowly walk the hands all the way in, and we're going to cradle the legs. So find that right foot, hold on to it with both your hands, and we're just pulling that leg in and out, giving that release into that outer IT band. If you want to go deeper, just hold on to that leg and cradle it in front, close towards you, or you can loop that left elbow around the foot to hold it in close towards you. As you release, we'll tuck that foot behind, so your left leg in the front. Last seated stretch here. Scooch that left foot out just a little bit. Use your left hand to bounce that knee up and down. Now remember, you can keep doing this. This is your option one. You can reach the right hand out on the mat, still bouncing that knee. This is your option two. You can reach both hands out to give it a nice stretch. Either sway the shoulder right to left or soften the elbow to the floor to hold in a steady stretch. As you walk the hands in, we're going to find that left foot, pick it off the ground, and we're going to pull it in and out to release the outer band. This is our last seated stretch here. Again, you can hold it in close. You can loop that right elbow around the foot and hold for that nice deep cradle. And release as you let go. Swing the legs around. Let's come onto your hands and knees. A quick gentle rounding back. And as you release the spine to neutral, we'll step our feet back in. Let the knees stay soft. Grab hold of your opposite elbows as you hang here, or you can swing that elbow from right to left. Hand to shin to flatten the back. And we notice your weight is shifting into the heel. We're going to keep it there to come into what's called the chair pose. It's a nice way to strengthen your quads, just letting those elbows rest in and hang and hover. This pose is so important as we grow older. It's great to keep practicing this chair pose. This hovering position is so important, especially for us ladies. So keep holding here. One more deep breath here. Let the hands hang to the floor and we will slowly roll your way up. Relax the shoulders down. And if you want to just give a quick swing over your shoulders. Everyone doing okay? Yeah? All right. So we are going to move our way back into the chair. We're going to do poses now on the chair. That's going to help you stretch out while you're at work. We're going to do some spinal twisting movements to deepen out, a little bit more deeper waist stretching, a little bit more deeper movements. So when you're at work during the course of the day, you can incorporate that very easily. Okay. So let's find our chair again. Come back to seated position and make sure you have room because we are going to extend the leg out to give that nice leg stretches as well. Okay, again, we are going to be seated more to the front edge of the mat. So you have the room and distance between the back of the chair and your back as well. As you sit here, lift the shoulders up, press them back. As you drop them, draw the chin into the chest. I'm going to hold it here. Take a few deep breaths as you're here. Now we'll follow the chin to your right shoulder and let's move both hands over towards your right knee as you look to the back of the room. Now lots of options. You can leave both hands on your right knee as you're looking over the shoulder, or we're going to pick that right hand up, reach it up into the ceiling and let it rest on the back of your chair. So I'm going to tilt it out a little bit so you'll see what I'm doing. I'm going to place it into the back of the chair. Now, as you're doing that, you can bring the left hand on the outside of the knee. Give it a gentle push so you're increasing that twist and look over. Now, remember that right hand that's hanging on the back of the chair, you can leave it there or keep sliding it maybe to the middle of the chair or maybe to the opposite corner of the chair. So notice if you move it to the opposite corner, you're getting the stretch into your frontal delt, getting that release into the top of that shoulder as well. One more deep breath there. And slowly slide the right hand in and across and let's face back into the front. So we'll try to the other side. We'll follow the chin towards the left shoulder. Both hands come to your left knee as you look slightly to the back of the room. Okay, you can stay here or we're swinging that left hand up and over and dropping it on the back of your chair. Right hand on the outside of the knee to push and increase your twist. Or let's keep sliding that hand in the middle of the chair towards the opposite corner and deepen that twist and open into your delt. Two more deep breaths here. And slowly slide the hand back in and across as you come in forward to release it down. Okay, this time we're taking that right knee and pull it into the chest. You can interlace the fingers underneath that knee and you can either kick that foot in and out to give it a nice release into the hamstring or just hold it out. Now it doesn't have to be completely lifted. You can leave it about chair height or a little bit higher up here. We are bringing that same right foot and place it across the left thigh. And we're trying to reach the chest in closer. And notice that opening into the hip flexor, just like we did on the floor earlier, we're doing it here. You can loop that left elbow underneath the foot, right elbow underneath the knee, and let the head just fall in. So deepening the stretch into your glute, into your outer thigh. And slowly come on in to release that right foot into the mat. Let's try to the other side. Left knee comes into the chest. Again, you can kick that leg in and out a few times. And if this is what you want to keep doing, if that helps to release the hamstring, do that. Or we'll extend the leg and hold it, either chair height or a little bit tilted up. Now we are placing that foot across the right thigh, and we're trying to bring the chest closer to your calf. And you go as deep comfortably as you feel. You can loop that right elbow under the foot, left elbow under the knee, and let the head hang in. One more deep breath here, and slowly roll your way in to place both feet into the mat. Okay, from here, we're letting that right hand come to your left knee this time. And we're bringing the left hand up and over, and we're going to start dipping forward towards that right knee a little bit. So you're kind of reaching to the front corner of the room. Notice that opening into your lower back, into your tricep. As you lift your way in, we're going to switch it out. So we're going to bring the left hand to your right knee. Right hand opens out, and we'll start that tilt and dip over towards the left knee. As you work your way into the center, we'll lift the shoulders up to release them back and down. And this time we'll take the right hand down the side of the chair, down almost to tap to the floor if you can. And your left hand can rest on the lower back. As you roll your way in, we'll switch sides. Right hand rests on the lower back, left hand works down, almost to tap to the floor if you can, unless your chair is really high. As you make your way in, we'll open the hands to bring the fingertips behind the head, and use the fingertips to gently press the chin into the chest. Now soften through your face. Notice that stretch into the back of your neck. As you're staying here, let the elbows drop in like they're wrapping around your face and pulling the chin down a little bit deeper. And now notice that stretch going down the back of your neck, down the spine. And now as you're staying here, we're going to pedal out your elbow. So pull the right elbow down so your chin turns to your left shoulder. Pull your left elbow down so your chin turns to your right shoulder. And you're just releasing the tension into the back of your neck. And we're just going to keep pedaling 2 more times. And then release the hands down and slowly lift the chin up. Open your eyes, relax the shoulders. Okay, so now during the course of your workday, you're always looking at the screen. So our eyes get a lot of strain. So we're going to go into some eye exercises. What we're going to do is look up and down, side to side, and make an X in the room. All the while, you don't want to blink in between. I know your eyes will feel a little stingy. It'll feel like they're watering, but that's how you'll strengthen those eye muscles. And at the end, we'll kind of rub them and calm them down, okay? So get some blinks out of the way. So we are trying not to blink in between, and we're going to do 4 of each movement. Okay, we're sitting tall, keeping that shoulder relaxed, gaze straight ahead. Just find a spot straight in the front. We're not moving the head, chin, or neck in any way. We're just looking up into the ceiling, down to the floor. Ceiling to floor. 2 more times. Ceiling to floor. 1 more time. Ceiling to floor. Look straight ahead. Don't blink. Without moving your head, we're just looking to the right and left. Right and left. 2 more times. Right, left. 1 more time. Right, left. Stare ahead. Try not to blink. We're making an X in the room. Top right corner to bottom left corner. Top left corner to bottom right. Making that X. Right to bottom left. Top left to bottom right. 2 more times. Right top to bottom. Left to bottom. 1 more time. Right top to bottom. Left to bottom. Keep staring ahead now, and we'll rub our palms together, generating some heat into your palm. And once you feel your hands getting nice and warm, then close your eyes and cup those palms lightly over and let the heat sink in from your palm into your eyes to calm them out. And slowly rub the warm palms around your cheeks, around the neck, joining the palms into heart center. Slightly bow your head, taking a few more deep breaths here. One more slow inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lift the chin, open your eyes. And namaste. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Vinita. This was a wonderful.
Feel all right? Do you have any questions?
That was wonderful, Vinita.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Priya.
much.
Thank you. And you know, it's so important to keep doing these stretches during the course of your day. I know the work strain, the digital strain really gets to you. So eye exercises, just gentle twists to help unwind and release your back and neck. So does anyone have any questions?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just asking if we get the recording to, follow it every day.
Oh,
Yes, we'll send it. We'll send it your way.
Thank you.
I'm just going to reply to a few comments here. So let me know if you have any more questions. And I do offer online classes. So if anybody wants to sign up, Isha has will put some information. So just reach out to me. They're all Zoom. Or if you have just questions, reach out to me if you have questions about some neck strain or back strain or anything, and I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Do you have class for kids specifically, Vinita?
I've not done a whole lot of kids classes. It's mostly adults, but depends on the age of the kids. If they're kind of preteen, teens, it's the attention span. A lot of times, especially on Zoom, they're already doing schoolwork so much there. So
Yeah.
I think Pratiti also had a question. So go ahead. If you have questions, you can come off mute.
Yeah, I actually thank you for this. It was good for a change, doing something else, sitting on the office chair.
Yeah.
But I had a question. I sometimes feel headaches when I'm focusing too much or stretching too much. I mean, is that normal? Or like I feel lightheaded, or I don't know.
Yeah, it is normal. And what happens is when you're new to classes, you're so much focused on listening to what the teacher's saying. So instead of having the face and mind relaxed, you're always like straining. So that's why you get that headache. And light headache it does happen, especially if you're doing the vinyasa, sun salutations up and down. And it just has to do with keeping yourself hydrated, making sure you eat about 2 hours ahead of time, so you're not like completely on your empty stomach, which they like you to be on empty stomach while doing yoga. But our life these days is so hectic and different. So it's, yogurt or oatmeal or something an hour ahead of time always will help.
Okay, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any other questions? Let's see something on chat. So let me see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and what I wanted to do was just focus on some basic movements, basic stretches, so nobody gets too overwhelmed. But if you're sitting after you're done with work, even if you just do a child's pose for a few minutes, it really helps to unwind from the day. So if not anything, just do child's pose where we kept the knees apart and extended the arms out and just rested on the floor. That really will help.
Vinita, we have a few people watching this on Facebook Live as well. And there's
Okay.
Nisha who wants to let you know that this was really helpful, especially the stretches. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
So what I loved about it, Vinita, is it's so simple to do. And while I was doing it along, the only thought that kept coming to my mind is, why don't I do it more often? So
Yeah.
because instantly all the the muscles are all released now, and I'm feeling so much more relaxed.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm glad, and especially the neck stretches, the back, all the posterior muscles get so tight when you're, especially the way you all have your work cut out for you all day in front of the screen. It's really important to do those. So yeah, I'm glad. it helped.
So I have one question, Vinita.
Yes.
So how important breathing pattern is when you are doing sun salutations?
It is actually important to do the exhalations during your contraction or during your movement. Having said that, I've taught enough people that it gets confusing and it gets overwhelming. So I tell people, as long as you're not holding your breath and you're not just straining to figure out when to inhale and exhale, it's okay. As you build your yoga practice, then you can start focusing on your breathing. But if you're new to yoga, just breathe. Just, inhale, exhale freely. I just don't want you to turn blue and faint on me, so.
Yes. Sounds perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, Isha's put up all my email and the website. I'm also on Facebook, so do feel free to reach out.
Yes.
If not anything, just a quick question. Just let me know either way. And I do podcasts too, so I have interviewed a lot of local Asheville teachers and a few teachers from Minnesota and Minneapolis, where I used to be. So if you're interested in different holistic, they're Tai Chi and Reiki and Pilates teachers, so you can always listen to the podcast and reach out to them. I want to, just like you have your VR Pistachio community, I want to create a yoga community where everyone can share each other's, their specialities. So
Definitely. Thank you so much, Vinita. It was with very wonderful and soothing session.
good.
Yeah, I am looking forward to do it every day. Actually, the chair yoga helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, does anyone have any questions? And so we can. I think we are good with it, right? Uh, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't see any questions yet.
All right. Great.
Okay.
Thank you,
Perfect.
everybody, and reach
Thank you
out to
so much.
me. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So,
I just wanted to quickly let everybody know, the ones who are not a part of Pistachio community already, I posted the link in the chat and I'm posting it again. Please join the VR Pistachio community to continue being a part of such events. So the link is in the chat right now.
perfect.
Over to you, Sher.
And yes. So, here's quickly, I'll tell you more about our upcoming event. We have our Own Your Story going beyond the elevator speech so that you could be a part of that event. So I'll tell you what this event is about. It's so relocating spouses struggle very often to introduce themselves and are on the very defensive side. So this program is a powerful framework so that relocating spouses can learn their strengths and showcase their unique journey. So what we are going to do in this is we are going to introduce our e-learning course, Own Your Story, and we are going to practice how you're going to introduce yourself and improve on your strengths and your mindsets. And of course, we are going to answer all the question and answers that you're going to have. So stay in touch with We Are Pistachio. Here's our email ID. If you want to lead any event, you want to an expert and you want to lead any event, email us at wearepistachio.com and connect with us. And we are really looking forward to connecting with you as well. So thank you so much for the session, Vinita.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with that, I'll end the session here. And thank you so much for participating, everyone. I hope
Yeah, and
you enjoyed the session as much as we have.
absolutely. And Deepali, I and Isha will hang around for 10 minutes if anybody wants to chat or
Yeah.
answer questions. But otherwise, it's 5 on the dot. You're free to go. And Vinita, thank you again. Every time I take your class, I just feel more open and grounded. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll stop recording.